Hi Virgo, my name is Luciani. Thank you guys so much for coming to this channel. I'll be doing your July 2019 general reading. Thank you so much for coming here. Sorry for my nails, I need a little refill. Please excuse that. This is for your Virgo Sun, Moon, and Rising. And also if you have Mars and Venus in Venus, that's also applicable here too. So yeah, like as I was just kind of meditating on your energy, guys, what I'm feeling like in the month of July is it's going to be a lot of tests. I feel like this has already been a continuum that has been occurring. Some of you guys just been either dealing with some fallouts of long-term commitments, long-term relationships, long-term friendships, and it's just what's going on is that it's just like this inability to understand why it's happening, and it has a lot to do with someone's narcissism. It has a lot to do with someone's like the evil side of ego. It has a lot to do with someone's emotional incapacity to just grow up and act mature and really control their temper. This has a lot to do with those kind of energies that you might have just been dealing with, and it's either you guys are leaving or they just leaving, and it's like this energy of like, wow, I thought this was like the love that I need to sustain me forever. And it's kind of like you guys might be in a place of just confusion, like, well, what's this test about? So I don't know, let's get into this energy here, because I just feel like there's this testing you to move on to this enlightened, more better life. And it's quite interesting how this is happening in July, because we do have some eclipses here in July where a lot of things are just going to be drastically ending and new beginnings to come in our life. So let's see what's going on for the month of July for Virgos. Month of July for Virgo spirit guides. Thank you so much for coming into my energies. Thank you guys so much for coming into my energies. Thank you, Spirit, for coming into my energy. Please present those energies for Virgo. July 2019. Energies for Virgo. 2019. Some of you guys are dealing with a Taurus, or there's just a point of reference here. The reference is a breaking apart of something that just you were committed to, or just someone is just very unfaithful to the cause, unfaithful to the union, unfaithful to the connection. Let me pull the rest of these out. One more message for Virgo. Wow. Yeah, you guys are being tested, but it's like bringing you this overall truth. With this in the middle, with the Ace of Swords, it's just this new idea, new goal in life. It's to be celebrated. You're going to be happy as hell that it came in. There's a reunion of friendships here. Reunions that, you thought weren't going to come back, but they actually do. Or something that gets reconciled and talked about. Others of you guys, it's time to really step into your faith. I do see this heavy influence on needing to step into your faith. Things that just feel like things that are just weakening our spirits. Things that are just really. I do see a suggestion of heavy masculine energy here. So we might be dwelling too much in our masculine side as opposed to our feminine energy, or this is just a manager or a marriage I do see a heavy influence on marriages. They're just overwhelming. It's like we want to stay committed. We want to stay true. This is our foundation. But someone is just unfaithful. They're not playing the game correctly. Not game. They're not. It's like they're uncommitted. They're uncommitted. Um, and it leaves someone just feeling stuck. It feels like, okay, now what? You know, I'm dedicated to this. I feel like there's a level of dedication is here. But it's like, it's kind of like the incompatible, even though that some of you guys are very dedicated to this energy, it's like it's like at the same time, it's this incapacity to create harmony within yourself. It's like this alchemy thing that occurs where we're dedicated to the wrong things and then we produce bad alchemy in our own life and we're not realizing where it's coming from because we're not releasing something that's really uncommitted, unfaithful. I feel a level of, and I never felt that off the Hierophant in reverse. I'm feeling like even a layer of disrespect, like a lack of respect for you. And it just leaves you really at a standstill. Like it catches you off guard. Like what? Why? But the subconscious is like, I feel like you're either waiting for this energy to kind of subside and come back into order, because you might feel like left out in the cold and asked out, and you might really subconsciously be in that space, but you're feeling again very dedicated, very committed to this, very willing to fight this out, even though I feel like someone else is just behaving in a way that's just really unsatisfactory. And it's like this overall truth that comes in for the month of July where it just clicks. Something clicks. Let's clarify these energies. But and I feel like whatever clicks, it's like, oh, I know what I need to do. I need to boss up. I need to stand in my own CEO managerial energy. I need to know what my worth is. I need to know how much of an influence I have on myself and the others. Okay? And that's to be celebrated with friends, to be honest with you. There is this level of just, you might just be feeling rejected and you just feel like you can't get out of this karmic situation and is weakening your strength, that you really thought that this relationship was going to be successful. I do see heavy Leo influence here. You can have Leo in your chart, but someone is very emotionally immature. I will say that. Something is throwing your balance off. Someone is not harmonious, doesn't like to coordinate. This is a person that you can't really connect with, talk reasonably with, because they're like flying off the handle with this temperance in the reverse. And it's kind of like, all right, what do I do? Yeah, definitely a breakup here. Some of you guys are going through breakups, so I'm sorry if that's really the process here, but it seems like it's aiding you into something amazing. And that's what eclipse season is all about. I feel like I've been reading like the same message over and over for my private clients, and then when I'm uploading YouTube, I'm seeing the same theme over and over and over again. And I'm like, yo, there's a lot of endings that's going on so that the new can come in. And then when the new come in, you're going to be like sidestep. You're going to be like, wow, this is really unexpected. This is why this had to fall out. And you know how, 5 years ago, you think about somebody that you used to date and you just thought that you could live life without them, and then here you go living without them, and you're just so happy that they're not in your life anymore. It's kind of like one of those situations, even though you don't see it right now, and why Spirit is like removing this person out of your life, it becomes crystal clear why. I also feel a heavy influence on power players at the career sector here with the Pentacles also here. Um, it's like something like some sort of project that's going stagnant, or someone that you had to work with on a project of some sort. They're not holding up their weight, and it's like you have to do that, and it's kind of throwing the whole entire project off, and you might just leave the entire project off. Like, I'm out because no one knows how to like work with me in some capacity. Or this is just a manager or a CEO that's just kind of maybe laying you off, or you wanting to leave a job because you just feel like you don't feel like there's no growth in the company, and going back and forth with it. I do feel like some of you guys are looking for new jobs, new positions, new employment here. I do see a heavy influence on Aries energy here. So there's a lot, like, I really feel like you guys have to embody what that energy is, meaning there's an energy here where you just need to boss up. July is boss up time. Work on the things that you really want to work on, projects that you want to work on. I feel like Spirit advice is saying there is a level of stagnation just due to the fact that some Virgos are looking at the cups that are empty, even though that they're being handed filled cups. So there's this level of crying over spilt milk, or just really sad at this present time, which is important to process. Just, cry, do what you have to do. If this is a time to just stop what you need to stop, and process the things that are really hurtful and discontent and displeased and kind of throwing your energy off, Spirit advice is saying, like, take your pause in July and process however you see fit, because it's actually very important here. 2 more messages for Virgo Spirit. Two more messages for Virgo Spirit. I feel like there's this indecision here also with reunion of a friendships. It's like you're going back and forth whether or not to have a reunion with them. Also here, it's like this. This is weird. It's like some Virgos are really like feeling like they're never going to find this emotional fulfillment. They don't feel like they have an incapacity to have a fulfilling emotional life, and that's like really far from the truth here. It's like this time with a hangman here. It's really time to submit yourself, sacrifice yourself for the present time. In July, create a space and time where you go to a higher calling. I do see a heavy influence on faithfulness. Something that calls you spiritual practices, religious practices, religion, whatever that makes you feel like a little bit more whole is very imperative to really delve into in this month of July here, because there's this level of dedication that some of you guys are also really dedicating yourself to the spirit realm and really looking to see like your inner wisdom and seeing what's going on here and how can you navigate these energies here. Because you might just be feeling like, I'm tired of fussing and fighting. I'm tired of being competitive and them being competitive with me. I'm just trying to recreate this union, be allies with this person, like really reinforce this foundation I have with them. But the point of reference is something has to end. Something has to end, and it's like there's this need to just process it with the spirit advice. There's really the energies of just processing, because something is zapping your energy, something is depleting you, which essentially is unbalancing you. There's something that's just not harmonious. Someone has evil, deceptive plans that, it's just kind of like, what? Someone's acting extremely childish too. And it's time to, like, subconsciously, you're in this space where I'm like, yo, I need new opportunities. I'm magnificent. I'm intelligent. I'm fly. I'm loving. I'm capable. I'm all of these different things that you have so many plethora of opportunities that can come when you, like, get out of this state of emotional poverty that someone had bestowed on you, or just things that you've internalized that you feel like you're incapable of being. And that's, again, hardly from the truth here. It's like we have to rearrange how we think about ourselves also too. Two more messages. I'm not getting no messages here. For Virgo, July 2019, Spirit Guides. Here we go. One more message. Yep. You guys are very pessimistic and really feeling like you're hopeless. And again, there's a level of counseling that I feel like some of you guys could be offering others, or this is energy that's bestowed on you, whether you have somebody that's in your environment that's just bringing you down. Their energy just zaps you because they're so pessimistic, and they're always feeling bad on themselves, and they just really don't have they don't have a belief system. They have to, I don't know, they just are discontent. And they're like, really, their faithfulness in things isn't here. And they really feel like they don't have the capability of being properly loved. And what's happening is that they're creating bad alchemy in their life. Whatever they're thinking and feeling is what's actually coming out in real life, in real time. And then they're even more discontent with life. So it's like, either you have to, like, really figure out how to change our outlook on life, and that counseling is definitely here to help you with truths of the matter, really getting down to the clarity of what this essentially is that's creating all of these different these circumstances that are going on here. But again, it's just like changing our thought process, changing our paradigms, changing how we see ourselves, and really start. I feel like this has a lot to do with like maybe trying to reprogram our mindset. I do feel like you subconsciously know who you are, but then in real time something is being acted out on it where you really feel like there's this incapacity to be happy with this person that's just extremely unfaithful. And you're correct. It's not. It's like, no matter, they are the foundation. I don't know if it's whether a job, your wife, your husband, long-term relationship, a father figure, a mother figure too. Whatever the case is here, it's just like staying there, you just know it's not going to be emotionally fulfilling. You just know that. But you know that they're the pillar in your life at the same time, meaning that they are the ones who provide the foundation. And that's where it's just kind of like, okay, what do I do in this sense? Foundations can be anything. Foundations can be physical, or foundations are literally just like our foundations, what we feel like people are, like, you know, like long-term friendships. I feel like some long-term friendships, you're like looking back, like going back and forth whether or not to talk to them, reconcile, celebrate each other. Or this is someone looking to like whether or not to like come in and have a reunion with you. Some of you guys are in deep healing mode here, which is important. It's beautiful. Some of you guys aren't. Some of you guys aren't. Okay. I feel like some of you guys are. I feel like this is two set of groups of Virgos here. Well, a lot actually. In messages, like some are really doing the work of trying to figure out how to kind of reprogram this, and they're getting assistance to find clarity, whether it's a counselor, wisdom, shaman, whatever the case is. I feel like this actually has a lot to do with some sort of priest, somebody who's unorthodox, someone that you wouldn't necessarily, society wouldn't necessarily like advise you to go to that person, but you do anyway, and you find a lot of truths in the matter. I also feel like some other Virgos, it's just a standstill. Like I'm trying to manifest abundance and foundations, but at the same time, I feel like there's this incapacity to see it in such a way where you know you got this. It's just like I don't see it, so I feel hopeless. I don't see the results right in front of me, so I'm hopeless, and that's not the case. There's a lot of things that's working in the background right now that you don't know. That's really in your favor. I do feel like there's a level of patience here, but we have protection, black tourmaline, that popped out, and we had joy, opal. So yeah, I feel like from these two energies, there's this big influence on protecting yourself. Protecting yourself, protecting yourself, protecting yourself says a lot about the Queen of Wands here. If someone is throwing your energy off, Virgos, protect yourself. You know, others of you guys, are you battling with self-sabotaging thoughts of yourself? It's time to really do things that are really joyful to you, things that you really, really enjoy doing. This is a time in July to really start doing them. Or this is just something that just happens out of nowhere where you're like, wow, I'm pretty happy. This is energy telling us to kind of lighten up too. I feel like there's an energy here where we're a little bit too strict on ourselves. So this is enhancing our joy and our spontaneity and our actual just flowing in life here. This is also reminding us to just really truly experience the joy of life in July. This is really something that's very more soulful. This is a powerful form of healing here and transformation. So if some of you guys, you've been really feeling like a little low or under the weather, this is a perfect time to transform through this place into your joy once again, okay? And again, there's this heavy influence on just protecting yourself, protecting yourself. Love is the greatest protection. Protect yourself in a way that's very loving, not self-sabotaging. No, don't say bad things about yourself. If you are able to, allow yourself to really know how amazing you are. Like there's just such a big energy here that's allowing you to kind of transform out of this unfaithful state, whether this is a person, colleague, manager, or just how you feel within yourself. This is transforming out in the month of July. So we have integration that came out, number 3. So we have the frequency of integration supports our embrace of every aspect of ourselves, allowing what we perceive as positive and what we perceive as negative to harmonize in a balanced symphony of life. Yes, number 3 breaks down to number 3, and then we have 25, emergence. 2 plus 5 is 7. So we have the frequency of emergence invites us to approach our reality with a childlike attitude of innocence and wonderment, and to watch and celebrate the beauty that unfolds from that place. I think Leo got this one. Not too. I think they also received this energy too, but we have some with 7 breaking down to a 7 in numerology. This is really all about, again, solitude, faithfulness, spirituality, things of that nature. This is a very highly intelligent energy here. But there's a time where you have to feel childlike now. There's an innocence here that creates this joy in your life. Because now from that in that same space, what you're able to do is then integrate all of these experiences that you're having, and you're really able to transform out of them into this new clear direction that's really set here for yourself right in the middle. And it feels like if you just revisit some things that are really painful and the things that that were done to us, whether it was hidden plans, reunions from friends from our past, like revisiting that actually helps you gain clarity on the situation at hand as well. Okay. For most of you guys, this could just be a form of counseling that you receive, or going into this. I feel like this is more of a spiritual end. So there's something here where you are able to see more of the wonderment in the world, finding more joy in the world for the month of July is like very important. Maybe just looking around and just writing maybe 3 things down that you just feel find joy in the world outside of how you feel, outside of yourself. Really getting up and smelling the flowers and really smelling how they smell, or smelling how they smell, but seeing how they really smell and writing it down like, wow, these flowers that I picked up today, they smell really good. Or I don't know, just anything that just kind of reprogram your mind to know, like, essentially who you really are. You really are magnificent, attractive, dutiful, enterprising, encompassing, entrepreneurs. It's like the Queen of Wands is everything and more, and you create new opportunities from that place. We just have to feel it, believe it, have faith too, okay? So that's the reading that I have for you guys. Thank you so much for coming to this channel. I appreciate you guys so much, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.